Hey, it's Bill, and you're tuned into Three Questions and a Song, episode number 81, where the title of the podcast says it all, except for that three thing that's long gone. Um, we'll see how many questions they get asked. It won't be three. This is episode 81 on buildascene.com and rootaroораdio.com as well. With me tonight are three of the four members of... Sorry. I did that earlier, too. So I have 9 stories stuck in my head. I have monsters stuck in my head. It's Murder for Girls. I was like, don't forget the song title. So I forgot the band title.
Oh, at least you pronounced it right. Some people, you'd be amazed how people change it up by accident, which is tricky with this name.
So I think I had you guys on the Pennsylvania Rock Show a while ago, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We did. I did one.
I think you might have been. You were on. Were you on the SOS one?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I think we all did one, just like an audio one once, like years ago.
Yep, that was prior to the pandemic. I said that word wrong. Yeah, I didn't do the video until then because I didn't know how, and I didn't have time to learn how. And then all of a sudden, I didn't have to drive to and from work and freed up 2 hours, so I learned how.
Yeah, I remember we sat on the floor of our practice space with like a cell phone in the middle of the room and did that interview.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting in my living room with a green screen behind me.
Oh.
All right, so this question definitely I didn't ask you if we were just doing audio. So we're going to start off with a hard one. What is the best pizza you've had because you're a musician? So either on your way to a show, at a show, or on your way home.
Specifically in the context of being a musician?
Yep. So it's either on your way to a show, at a show, or on your way home from a show.
Oh. Well, there was one giant pizza we had, but that was during a recording session.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that counts.
Was that the Benny something in the South Side?
Yeah.
We were recording.
Walks through the door.
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge, and yeah, we were recording the South Side at Plus Minus Studios, and I think that was 3 albums ago. And it was delicious pizza. It's difficult though because I'm a staunch carnivore, and both Tammy and Jonathan are totally vegetarian. So when we try to order one pizza for all of us, it gets a little interesting. But that was a tasty pizza. I think it was all cheese actually, and I even liked it.
Yeah.
So It was memorable.
I think a Cativo pizza has probably had its good times. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, I have that thing that I don't like to eat at shows. I have this. It's sort of like a half superstition thing that for like 3 to 4 hours before a show, I won't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one time, a long time ago, I collapsed on stage after eating a serving of crab nachos. That was back in like '93. Ooh. Yeah. And then so it was like a superstition that if I eat something, I'm going to fall on stage. So I don't eat anymore before a show.
Oh.
I always say he's going to fall down because he hasn't eaten, but
I don't think that's happened. No.
My ritual is on the way home. I stop at Sheetz and I eat the same thing every time.
Nice. Good.
Solid choice.
Yeah. Used to be Permanis for me because I live downtown because there's no Sheetz nearby. But since COVID, they started closing at like 9 p.m. So they used to be 24 hours. So I'm bummed. Bring it back, Permanis. Come on. What you doing?
I was in Giant Eagle last night when they did the announcement that they were closing, and I was like, I haven't heard that in forever. It took me back to being in Hills when Hills would announce they were closing.
Yeah.
There, I aged myself a little bit there.
Not at all. Nice.
All right, so you're leaving a show and you're packing all your stuff up and you notice a DeLorean sitting there with its door open and a flux capacitor in the back. So you can go to any time in the history of the world What time are you going to, and what band are you going to hang out with?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Jonathan, you have any ideas?
Well, I would go to 1933, but that's not for music. For music, let me think about that a second. I'd like to meet Frank Zappa back in the day, back when the Mothers were first starting out. That would be cool to hang out with him and see them. I'd have to look what year to see what year that was, but that would be good.
Nice.
Anybody else want to try that one?
You know what? The first thing that popped up in my mind was I would go back to, not sure what year, 1970 something, to see Big Star, because there's not really any footage of them. There's not like any, you can't find any live footage of them. I don't think so. There's like a little bit of blurriness of one or something, but that's it. I could probably look up anybody else on YouTube, but I can't find them.
That YouTube comments can be a good segue, even though I said we don't do that. Meg, or Steph,
Sponsored by
sorry.
YouTube. Yeah.
Stephanie, you have any thoughts, or you want me to move on?
Oh man, I mean, I guess I could go way back. I was a classical musician. I wouldn't mind being alive back in like Bach's era. Just check things out. Like that scene was very different than these days, but that's really nerdy of me to say, I guess. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what year that would be.
And you mean J.S. Bach, right?
Yes.
Baroque period.
The Baroque, yeah, correct. The harpsichord Baroque era was always my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, QED always plays his pipe organ music on Sunday nights. I was listening to that. Yeah, that's like a Sunday night thing.
He's quite the timeless guy. I love him. I love playing him. And what I love about Bach too is I have like some analog synths that don't have touch response, and because he wrote organ music, which also didn't have dynamic to it, like it was prior to pianos. So it translates very well to any kind of synthesizers you might want to play it on and all that. So it's really fun, and it leaves it open for interpretation, how you feel like, what you want to play loud, what you want to play soft. So that's a nice part. But anyway.
All right, so you mentioned YouTube, and this next question actually kind of was born from YouTube. The question is, who's your Dave Grohl? And what I mean by that is, what musician would you want to get up on stage with and perform one of their songs? But it came about because every time I go to YouTube, no matter what I'm searching, Dave Grohl is in that list of what's going to play next all the time.
Well, that's an easy one for me. They know what I'm going to say, but I'm a huge Gary Newman nerd. So we actually got to play at the front porch of Thunderbird before his last show coming through Pittsburgh a few months ago, which was awesome. But I've met him a few times. I actually traveled to England to see him, and for Halloween, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, they did a benefit for the Humane Society tribute fest that they do, and every band goes as a band, and I got to go as Gary Newman, so that was really, really freaking fun and awesome. So yeah.
How many people say Dave Grohl? Just out of curiosity.
It does happen occasionally. Are you going to be one of those people?
No. Not necessarily my favorite. Definitely not like I think Joan Jett would be fun.
Good one.
It doesn't have to be my favorite. I think she would be fun.
Yeah. In my case, I don't know if I necessarily have a particular person I'd want to get on stage with, because I don't really, and this might sound strange, I don't really know a whole lot of songs in terms of other people's songs, so I wouldn't really be prepared. But I always have a moment, I don't know about the others, of I have trouble sometimes enjoying a concert because I always want to get on stage. I always think I wish I could be playing next. And, so there's always that moment of regret.
So you
But I
wanted to
can't
be
think-
on stage when you saw Kiss?
No, every time I see a band, I want to be on stage.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who it is. Well, there was a lot of fire. That was a very hot stage. So maybe it would be somewhat uncomfortable. Yeah.
Were you at the last show Kiss did in Pittsburgh?
No, I went. Tammy and I were both at the last final show, the quote unquote final show before this most recent final show. Yeah. So
I
it
was
the
at
time before.
both of those.
Oh yeah.
Both of those?
Yes.
I thought I was at one of the final ones like in 2000 or something, or 1990 something. I don't know.
Was that the first final one or the?
I think the first one was in 90. Let me do 96. The first time they said they were done, because I was working at Cedar Point and couldn't go.
Oh.
But I was at the one in 2000 something, and I was at the last one. The last one was the one they postponed right before it went on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were taking the exit off of 22 and 30, like half a mile from Star Lake when we found out they weren't doing it.
Yep.
I drove an hour from home, or an hour from school to home, an hour to my brother's hotel room, and then a half hour to Star Lake. So 2.5 hours I drove straight to find out I had to drive home.
I know they couldn't have figured that out just a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So.
But let's see. If there's an event on Earth that wipes out almost the whole human population and all but one song from every band, which Murder for Girls song should help repopulate the Earth?
Oh,
Ooh.
repopulate.
Huh.
Like you mean it would need to be
frisky
some
one.
answer.
You can read into that however you would like.
Do we have?
I don't know if we have any
I don't know.
romantic ones.
I don't think we have a frisky one.
Most of them are kind of anti-romance, aren't they?
They're all about the human condition.
Yeah.
All about the human condition. Do we have? But seriously, do we have anything that is remotely romantic or sex positive?
Oh, maybe.
I mean,
you know what?
I mean,
might
they
be?
could have a driving beat.
5 by 5 is kind of a come over, let's hang out.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing
yeah.
nothing right now.
Yeah.
That
That's
would
good.
work. Yeah.
That would work. Good.
Way back from our first album, a song called 5 by 5. It was a slow tune. But yeah, it's come over, let's hang out. I'm doing nothing right now. And then what? I forgot.
That's like my come hither booty call song.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That'd be the one.
By the way, the video makes that question so much better.
Yeah.
Because I get the what?
What?
So I'm going to bring Kiss up again, but Kiss played Under the Ocean to Sharks. Metallica played at Antarctica. What is a non-standard venue that you want to play at?
Ooh. We had talked about running a boat and like during COVID and just like playing on a pontoon boat and like floating down the river. Yeah, that would be fun. But
Yeah.
we found it was kind of prohibitively expensive, or like, you had to buy like 8-hour block and stuff.
Yeah.
Rent the boat, and none of us know how to drive a boat, so
Yeah,
could have been a
and the-
disaster.
Right, and the idea was we would just go up and down the three rivers looking for people. And
Yeah.
as we found people, we would stop and play for them. I thought that was good.
Maybe it should be a barge. It would.
A barge, yeah.
Yeah.
Even better. Have a whole a barge music festival. Yeah.
We could go anywhere in the world. We're going to be on a barge on the three rivers.
Yeah.
I did once play on a flatbed truck, but it wasn't moving.
Really?
Yeah, that was
That's
in
cool.
'95, and that was, of course, that was after.
Satellite song or something.
That was after Jackal. Remember Jackal did that, and before them, Dawkins did it. If you remember Dawkins. But yeah, my band actually played on a flatbed truck back then, 95.
Did you have a chainsaw?
No, I did not. We made everybody angry, and I had to apologize. I remember that. Yeah. But no, luckily nobody had a chainsaw.
Let's see. Hey, so you guys are on tour, and for some reason, I'm driving the tour bus. Don't let that happen.
I'm sorry.
What is the soundtrack to your tour? What are we going to listen to in between stops?
Oh, that's tough because I mean we would probably all pick something different.
Yeah. We'd have a mixtape probably on rotation.
Yeah, that's one of the things about our band that I like, and that was part of the original thought process, was that we all have different styles in terms of the types of music we like.
Yeah.
No, you know what we're going to listen to? We're going to listen to Purple Rain.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because Michelle has not watched the dang movie yet. So she's going to have to listen to the whole soundtrack.
That would be good.
Describe the movie to her the whole time.
I would agree with that.
Be a good one. Yeah. All right. That's the one. That's one we can all agree on.
I don't think I've watched Purple Rain. Now that I think about it.
What?
Really?
This interview is over.
I know.
I will remedy that.
I'm throwing you in Lake Minnetonka. That's
that is your assignment for next time.
I will remedy that before the end of the summer. In between my kids' voice lessons and band lessons and rehearsals and
it's a
physical therapy.
Work of art. I'm just saying.
Okay, I will find somewhere that I can watch it online, and I will watch it. I do that to people all the time in the interviews. I'm like, "What? That's your homework assignment now."
There you go.
What is something that has happened on stage that was embarrassing? But the caveat to this is you can't tell me something that you yourself did. You have to tell me something somebody else did in the band that embarrassed you.
Ooh. Jeez.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know.
I did this with the band one time, and every single member talked about the drummer.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michelle's not here, makes it easier to say something, but
I don't know if I'd say anything embarrassing.
Well, sometimes she'll just keep playing like another like the other night at our album release show. Like the song was over, but she just went into another verse, and we're just like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I guess we're writing a fourth verse for this on the spot. But yeah, so that it's a good thing though, because that means she's really into it. So doesn't want it to end.
I mean, I think I've done one of those things where, but I'm talking about myself, like, I think my guitar's on, but it's not.
Oh yeah. I've probably embarrassed you guys from talking too much. That's why I'm like, don't let me talk. Like, can't let Tammy do the mic stuff, because I'll just go off on like these weird stories when I'm up there and everyone's looking at me.
I've embarrassed everyone. Yeah.
We draw straws. Like, who's gonna be the talker of this show? Who's in the mood to be chatty Cathy? But
how do I say that band's name?
Yeah, right. Yes, that's.
Yeah, I can't think of any time I was actually embarrassed, but at all. I mean, there's like little things like they're saying, like brief moments that aren't really embarrassing. They're just little slip ups or whatever.
Let's see. Oh, Robert Johnston, the blues guitarist. You guys all know that his story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually bought his box set when I was in like, I don't know, 8th grade or something, 9th grade. It was a cassette one, but
we just had this conversation the other day on one of the shows. I can't remember which one it was about. We explained that that's magnetic tape that records things, and but you are standing at the corner of the crossroads waiting for the devil to show up. What are you there to sell your soul for?
Anybody?
I
Well,
can reword it if you want.
Well, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I would be tempted, but it wouldn't be anything musical, that I could think of that would be worth that kind of commitment. But yeah, I wouldn't do it personally.
I had someone recently tell me they couldn't because they already did. I was like, okay.
Really? Did you? Wow.
Dang.
How about health or something? It's really boring, huh?
I was gonna say immortality, just because I think that there's endless lives to be lived in any lifetime, and I don't think it ever get old if you could just keep like, okay, I'm tired of living this life. I'm gonna go be something else. I think that'd be awesome.
Well, maybe you can change lives, because if you just stayed in your current life, then
Right.
you're a vampire, and all
Yeah.
your friends would die.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm getting at.
But there's always a catch with that stuff.
What's that?
You've never heard those stories before, that if
It's
you
like
make that kind of deal,
Rumpelstiltskin.
Then
Yeah.
what? Oh,
that like you live forever, but
you're in hell.
something will happen that you're like, oh, I don't like this.
Oh, right.
that something really unfortunate, like the monkey's paw story. Did you ever hear the monkey's
Right.
paw story?
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. There's a lesson in that.
Or don't
I'd
bring
have to-
back like a dead person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to be very specific when
Is-
requesting that.
We need a room full of attorneys to go over the document.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to need you
Yeah.
to come back tomorrow after my lawyer has read this.
Does anybody remember? I swear, and I can never. Maybe I could Google it or something. But there was a movie. I'm thinking it was the '80s, and it was sort of the same premise, but it was mice. Like there was a female mouse, and I thought she sold her soul to the devil to become like a famous, like singer. I'm telling you, it's out there.
Really?
You mean it was
I
a
wish there was
cartoon?
somebody that would tell me. Yes, it's a
I
cartoon.
just asked if it's cartoon. No, it's real life.
It's a real life.
action.
Real life mouse.
Yeah, that was probably one of the
I think
dumbest
it was
things.
a movie.
That
It's
was one
not
of those
like-
embarrassing things you can use later.
It's not like Secrets of NIMH or something, but it's kind
Was
of.
it? It was the devil and Daniel Mouse.
Really?
Is that what it was called? There is
I don't
something called
know.
that. I think it's the devil and Daniel Mouse.
And now I'm
I
going to
have to
Google it.
watch it now.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
thought it was like a female mouse, like she was like a white mouse or something with blonde hair. Maybe I'm.
Hold on here. Struggling mouse musicians fired from their latest gigs. Too old fashioned, not with the times. Daniel goes on to pawn his guitar. Does this sound?
It's a similar premise, right? That he makes a deal with the devil and
Yeah, there was a deal with the devil. I thought it was a female mouse. Though.
I don't know.
He was the lead singer of a band called Funky Jan and the Animal Kingdom.
Maybe.
There's a judge and an attorney. The devil states that Daniel will lose the trial. I think you might be onto this.
When was that? Like 74, 75?
78.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I wasn't
Yeah, I remember
alive
it.
then, so I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like 1 and some months old.
I mean, I must have saw it way later. I don't know. Yeah. See, there's another homework. That's going to be my homework assignment.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about the song Monster? And we're going to go to a little bit back in time because I'm going to tell you this is your MTV moment. You can do storyteller's thing.
That was it.
Well,
That was
of
the
course.
first song.
Yeah, I just kind of was like, we got to pick a song, and I just chose the first one. And then Michelle wrote the lyrics, and she's not here.
But she did leave a note for us.
Yeah, I
about
kept
it.
the note too. Are you going to read that?
Well, I had to put on my glasses. Hold on. Do you have it on hand? 'Cause you can
I
read it.
do have it.
Okay, go ahead.
She's like, you know what Monster is about, though? It's about someone love bombing you and then casually ruining your life.
Okay.
We've all
Yeah.
had one of those, haven't we?
Mhm.
Probably more than one. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, originally, if we're going to do a storytellers thing, originally that song started out. It was originally called "Press One," and a lot of times in these interviews, I always say, or we always say, that the song starts with the bass line. But that was an example of a case in which Michelle and I were actually just sort of randomly jamming together, and I generated the bass line on the spot with her playing. And yeah, it was originally called Press One before she wrote the lyrics to it.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment. We're going to listen to Monster by Murder for Girls, and we will be right back. For those of you watching live, you're not actually going to get to hear the song right now because both YouTube and Facebook would mute us, and we don't want that to happen. So you have to wait until the 15th, 4 days from now. Just go to buildascene.com or go listen to Roo Radio. And you will be able to hear the whole show with the song included. Or you can go, and we'll get to this later also, but you can go to their website, murderforgirls.com, and I'm sure that you can find ways to hear it there.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to come in as if we were just listening to it, and I'll ask like 2 or 3 more questions, and I'll get you on your way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that was Monster by Murder for Girls. 3 of them are hanging out with us tonight. We have Jonathan, Steph, and Tammy. So these questions, I know I've thrown some tough ones at you, but I promise 2 of these last 3 will be semi-easy. Not this one though.
No takes backsies. Takes you backsies.
I said the last 2.
Okay.
All right, so this one, you are tasked with being a manager and of a band in the local scene, but the very first step is you have to pick all the members of the band, and they cannot be in a band that you currently play in. So you can either do it as a group, or each one of you can come up with a band.
Ooh.
So wait, could you?
So I'm looking for you to name other people in the music scene that you would put in a band together and manage.
Oh, okay.
I promise the last 2 are much easier.
I always think it'd be fun to put Weird Paul together with I don't know his name, but the dude from Spish, formerly Spacefish. They're very similar personality, but just like wacky, songs and ideas, lots of energy. And I think that would be, I don't know, the universe might implode if that ever happened, but I think it would be a fun combo. See what happens.
See, I would be thinking like very low key people if I had to manage them.
Oh,
Sure that I don't know. That would be interesting.
Never a dull moment,
Yes, never a dull moment.
Yeah. You can do it.
Thinking really hard.
Yeah, I mean, well, I have this thing that and I don't mean to alienate people, but I do actually prefer to work with women. So I'm thinking Zoe. I would like to work with Zoe again, and she's got a lot of talent and a lot of versatility. And Mary Bellich on bass, she would be great.
Darn it!
Wait, she was on your squad? Is that what you were thinking?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she's already in 3 bands, I think, right? So
that's mine. She's not my band though, so see, dibs.
What are you talking about? I already said
Mary. I called it.
All right.
No, I was already thinking it. I put it into your mind.
And then Christy, I can't remember her last name, from Juna Vega. She's very good on bass. So okay, if you want to have Mary, I can take Christy.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a drummer. Oh, Christy from Wings for Armor. I'm wearing their shirt coincidentally on drums. Well, that right there. Just do a trio. Take the easy way out. Do a trio.
Yeah.
Oh. I think if we just put together all the people that we just said we have a band, does that count?
Yes, I'll give that to you. All right. So the next two questions should be easy.
Okay.
One is, where can the listeners find you online and find your new album, 9 Stories?
Well, we're our website, www.murderforgirls.com. Most direct route. And then, of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's just,
That's why it's always below me now.
That's
I don't
over here.
think Steph saw. She was trying to push
Oh,
it,
no.
point to it, and couldn't do it.
oh,
over
yeah,
this
it's
way.
opposite.
First I was pointing at you. And then I was, yeah.
We could
there.
we could do the Brady Bunch thing. Do people do that like this? You know, and
All right.
yeah.
You know, Blackridge was who I interviewed for the PA Rock Show tonight, and they said the exact same thing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then the other one is what's coming up for you. What do you have on the books?
We have some-
Deutschtown's next. The 23rd, Saturday, July 23rd.
Mhm. Main
3
stage.
p.m.
Yep.
Forland stage,
Yeah, which apparently is main stage, I've been told.
like in the middle of,
They're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, at high 3:00, so it's gonna be hot and sweaty. So we'll probably be dressed scantily. So you know
I
where you're
think
gonna
we're-
want to be, huh,
I
boys.
think that's a Deutschtown tradition, except for that one time that we had the air conditioning
Yeah,
in the Elks, but otherwise we just sweat to
that's
death
right.
every
Yeah, and it was packed not because of us, but because their air conditioner was like turbocharged. So it was awesome.
Yeah,
But,
I think the first year I got a sunburn on like one side. Just
Yeah, definitely.
One
Um,
side?
yeah, it was the way the sun was hitting me. I don't know. I had like one arm and one shoulder or something. It was yeah.
And
Rockstar
then
tan.
And then what is we just recently got a calendar app, by the way, so
Oh yeah.
it's easier to keep track of this stuff.
Let me look
It's
at
funny.
my
My wife and
calendar.
I just started doing a Google Calendar together for the first time.
Ah, nice.
We got married in 2001.
Right
We now have a calendar.
on. Well, we just booked Thunderbird September 30th, was it, Tammy?
Yeah, I think I don't have all the details.
Yeah, we don't have the details yet, but there's some kind of Riot Girl themed night happening end of September, and then there's a smaller show that we're doing from
There's a Manny.
the Manny
Yeah,
show.
I got that up on the phone here. That's at the Government Center,
Mhm,
7:00, Sunday, August 28th,
mhm.
at the Government Center on the north side of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Who also carries Murder for Girls records.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. Got a few copies in stock. Yeah. And then there's a show we might be rescheduling, or we're trying to reschedule, but it was canceled due to some COVID issues.
Yeah.
So hopefully sometime in between everything we just named, we'll get that back on. So
Yeah, playing with who was that going to be with? Tiny
This-
Wars.
Tiny Wars and Century 3. So,
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Both good bands.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you
And,
for having us again.
And Tammy, it's 9:36.
Beautiful.
So this has been episode number 81 of 3 Questions and a Song. Check us out on the 1st and 15th of each month at buildascene.com. You can check out the Pennsylvania Rock Show, which I mentioned numerous times, every Friday at buildascene.com. And then we have Friendly Fire, which happens once a month at xrpradio.co.uk, where Joanna from First Angel and I go up and we take music from my playlist and put it up against their playlist. And then the chat room decides which songs they like better. And so far, I have only won when I was with one of their DJs. 11 episodes in, I'm 1-11.
Wow.
Wow.
In my defense, everybody in the chat room is from Europe.
Well, not too friendly to you then. Yeah.
Well, Joanna has also only won one, And she was not with me. She was with the same DJ.
Oh,
That DJ has won all of them.
Wow.
I think they all have a thing for her. I don't know. With that being said, this has been episode 81, and we will catch you next time. And